Welcome back. We're doing Better Business here on KPXJ with our friends from the Better Business Bureau. Joanne Deal from the BBB, serving Northeast and Central Louisiana and here in the Arklatex, joins us from Monroe this afternoon. Joanne, thanks for being here.
It's always a pleasure. And our segment this week also takes a back to school theme. You know, those pictures that we post on social media are so adorable. I love the ones of my grandchildren. And those pictures usually contain basic information like their name and their grade. And they're a great way to capture milestones, but they can also lead to financial security problems later, potential financial crimes. And most importantly, we want to remind you about child predators. So while back to school photos often contain kids holding a chalkboard, that chalkboard usually has the name, age, school, teacher, and grade level. Scammers watch that as well, and they attempt to commit identity theft whenever possible. So remember, scammers could use that information later. We have had one case where a college student was applying for financial aid only to find out that cars and mortgages had been opened in their names. So do be careful. Remember that these details are often used in parents' security questions as well. So be careful about your passwords, be careful about your security questions. It's
Yeah.
very important to do business better, even when we're talking about back to school photos, Courtney.
Joanne, this is some really good information, and it's something that seems kind of, innocent, and it can actually be something very dangerous, especially for our young ones that are heading back to school this season. Do you have any tips for parents that do still want to share those photos and how to do it safely?
Absolutely. So we love the photos. Let me remind you of that. Remember, though, when you're posting and posing for these photos, keep the background as generic as possible. You don't want the house number or a school bus stop or other landmarks to indicate where, especially small children, can be located, possibly when they're exiting and entering buses by themselves. Also, remember to double check the security settings on your social media. If you're going to post a child's picture, make sure that you know who's seeing it and make sure it doesn't go out to the general public. And lastly, practice good cyber habits. Remember that personally identifiable information such as your passwords and using those for multiple accounts can contain some of the same information that you're putting on Facebook. So whether it's Facebook or another form of social media, let's be safe, let's be happy, and let's do business well by protecting our children and ourselves in cybersecurity and financial crimes for the future. So be safe and do business better. Check with the Better Business Bureau for this tip. This is a Better Business Bureau story that you will find at bbb.org.
All right, Joanne, and you help us with so many other things. If somebody was interested in getting help from the BBB, what's the best way that they can get in touch with you or your other representatives?
We encourage you to call our number at 797-1330 in Shreveport, and you'll have a complete phone tree of all the services that are available and the individuals who will help you. So please call, and remember to thank an accredited business for making these services possible.
Always some great information, Joanne. We thank you for joining us for another great segment of Doing Business Better with the BBB. This will also be on our website. That's ktbs.com. Thanks for joining us.